Obviously, you guys are all aware of the really unfortunate news about Q, and very, very sad for him that he's having to go through this, and obviously disappointed for our team and his teammates that we're a man short, especially our leading scorer, and obviously a very good player.
How does that affect the team now? What kind of moves do you have to make now?
Well, it takes away 34 minutes a game, 20 points a game, best perimeter defender. So it just opens up more opportunity for others. So other guys now got to step up and take advantage of the opportunity that's going to come their way, because there's going to be more of it to go around with one less player to be out there. Hopefully, about a month from now, exactly, we'll be able to start having Zay play some minutes in games and gradually get him to be a part of a rotation. But that remains to be seen. We'll just be patient with that. We're not going to rush. Nothing's changed with him. We're not rushing him, but because we're one guy less short now with our current situation, losing Q. But I'm hopeful of that. And it hurts us practice-wise not to have enough guys out there to practice. It can really keep the level of competition up, and it'll be nice for our team when Abdul's able to start practicing again here, which I'm anticipating to be about 3 weeks.
Will you go more so with three guards in the lineup, or who do you kind of look to play there at that three spot?
Well, I mean, I think that we're going to have to start using Mario there. And what it's going to do, it's going to end up getting more opportunity for everybody, including Joe Struggs. Joe, I don't know how much he's played, if he's played at all in the first 4 games, but he's going to end up playing some minutes for us because, we're going to, and you look at the minutes for the, everybody else minutes go up. Everybody.
What was the reaction like from the guys when they realized this guy that
You know what?
was a player?
We weren't together yesterday. Yesterday was a day off, so I haven't been with our team yet. I haven't even sat with our team yet about this, as a group, and we'll do that later today in our first, basically practice back from being home from Charleston.
We will Q's surgery be, and how long will he be out till he's able to get back into basketball?
His surgery will be, we're hoping a week from tomorrow, and it'll be basically a 6-month process.
How did he take it?
I think it's hard. It's tough. I mean, he's really tough, and I mean it's a obviously tough blow for him. But he took it pretty well. He's pretty positive, and like I told him, things could be a lot worse. Could have been his right hand. It's his left hand, which is good. It's the same injury that was sustained both by Tyson Cunningham and Falou here in the last few years, which is really odd. I've talked to other friends of mine that they've had one of those injuries in 25 years, and this is our third now in the last 4 years.
Obviously, he can redshirt.
Pardon me?
Obviously, he can redshirt.
Oh yeah. You have 25% of the games that you're allowed to play in before that becomes a question. So he'll be allowed to get a medical red shirt and be count as a sophomore again next year when we start the season.
Coach, I know injuries are a part of any sport, but had our share in the last couple of years. Have you ever experienced this kind of injury rash?
I didn't want to think about it. I mean, it's just unfortunate though.
I know you can't pick your schedule, but how tough of a matchup is that with a team like Lehigh coming in with that first game without you?
Yeah, everybody though. I mean, our schedule, with these new SEC rules, it's very difficult because you're really. I mean, they're picked to win their league. They've got the 2-time reigning player of the year in the conference, whose dad was a great player. They lost to Xavier on the road in the opener by 3, who's a top 10 team, and had a chance in that game to win. So they're very good. It's going to be tough.
Yeah, Tim Kempton, I think 26.3 points per game. What have you seen when you've watched him on film, and what kind of?
Just really skilled. Has all the skill level of stretch four, only he's a 5, and he can score inside. He can score over either shoulder. He can score facing up. He can, shoot from the perimeter. He's a very good player.
Talk about the way your team responded after losing in that first game to Central Florida. Very good team to come back and get 2 wins.
Yeah, that was big for us. That was a really disappointing game for us, the way we came out, got jumped on. And I think it was, also a wake-up call. This is how it's going to be, okay? It's a whole different level now. And just, how physical and how hard they pushed it in transition. And, I was really happy the way we responded in the next day. And it's hard when you're preparing on the day of the game for an opponent. Very little prep time, and even the one day in between when we played UTEP. So our guys did a good job responding, and those were both really good wins for our young team.
Along those same lines, how was it to see Lamar respond the way he did in that game?
Yeah, he had a really good game against UTEP. He shot the ball, waiting for it to get to him, and made some nice passes and played good defense. Played good pressure man-to-man defense.
How we all go about this week with Thanksgiving and everything? How we all go about practices?
Well, we practiced today, and today will be a shorter practice. We're going to watch film as well. We didn't get a chance to watch any of the UTEP film, and I think with such a young team, it's important that they watch and see, the things we've got to get better at, the things that we're doing well, and try to learn a lot from watching yourself, which is going to be good for us. And then we'll practice tomorrow, and we'll practice again on Thursday, and then play Friday.
With having so many young players like you do, can you almost see them getting better and maturing game by game?
Yeah, it's going to be a process throughout the year, and our big thing now is, knock on wood, to stay healthy and continue to improve, like you're talking about, each and every experience. And I thought I thought, for example, in the first half against Boise, I was really pleased with Schneider and EJ. They had 9 rebounds between the two of them in the first half of that game and played really good defense and did a nice job. I was pleased. I thought Eric Holman had a really good game against UTEP. I mean, he played really well, especially the first half. He made a big basket, 49 all, little left-hand jump hook. I mean, did some really nice things. Tyson had a really good game for us in the Boise game, made some big timely shots. And so a lot of guys have contributed and done a really, you can see them growing, and so that's been exciting.
You talk about the progress of Mario. It looks like he's giving you some good minutes. I know he's been a little bit of foul trouble.
Yeah, that's been his biggest problem. In the first 4 games, he's been in foul trouble 3 of the 4, and it's limited some of his minutes, especially in the first half. We were lucky. He got 2 fouls right away against Boise, and they were both offensive fouls. And yet he was able to get through that first half, not picking up his third, as he had done the previous 2 games. But it's a process for him. I thought he rebounded the ball for us against UTEP. He had 7 defensive rebounds in our last game, which led us, and that was big for us. And he's going to end up playing minutes now at the 3 as well, and out of necessity just because of our numbers. So it's going to be asking a lot of him, because he's got to know 2 positions in terms of what we're doing in our sets, what we're doing our out of bounds plays, where you are, and and everything, press offense, all the things. So it's a lot.
Jay, what's the mood like around the team, knowing that the situation with Q, that he's out for the year?
We all haven't got together right now. I know it hurt me. I've been calling and talking to him. Of course, I put on social media and add him, let him know how we feel for him. I wish I could play with him my last go around. He's a great player, but right now, it's a little heartbreaking for us.
You guys are already pretty young anyway, obviously being a lone upperclassman. Have
Right.
any of the freshmen shown the potential to sort of step into a leadership role with you obviously being sidelined?
I don't know about the leadership role, but of course they're maturing a lot faster than I think I did as a freshman. But if anybody would, I'd say to have that leadership role and to step up besides Eric would probably be Mario Kegler or Tyson.
I don't know, obviously that's been a big thing for you this year anyway, being that leader. Is there more of an onus for you sort of on the court to be the guy that knows what's happening and where everybody needs to be?
Yeah, I think just me being able to control the tempo and just make sure everything is flowing right, I think that's my job. And of course with Q out, I think I gotta step it up even, gotta turn up even more, gotta turn up a notch.
You mentioned Mario. What have you seen in him that you think he'll be that type of person that people look to going forward?
Just his competitive fire and communicate. A lot of freshmen, even Q was a silent leader. He led by example. I think most of the time I'm the only one talking. But Mario knows what he's doing, and he talks a lot of practice. And I think leaders got to be able to talk, and he's the next one that talks and pretty much communicate throughout the whole practice.
When you lose a player of that magnitude, does it kind of just, the entire team has to kind of step up a notch and kind of share the scoring load and everything that he brought to the table?
Yeah, of course. It's hard to make up for what Q brought to it. He brought rebounding, scoring, toughness. It's plenty of things that he brought. Yeah, like you said, everybody have to step up. But I think me being a senior, me being here, I think I got to step up even more and raise my the level of my play even more, including as our freshmen, and mature even faster than they've been maturing now.
How different is it from earlier? I mean, you've seen a lot of injuries to the previous teams where there really weren't many options, but not saying you guys have somebody that can fill Q's shoes, but you do have options
Right.
compared to previous years, and you have talented options. How different is that this year where Eli or whoever?
It's a lot different. We come from having 6, 7 scholarship players to having 11, 12. Like I said, it's hard to replace Q. He did a great job last year. He did a tremendous job this year thus far till now getting hurt. It's just the freshmen and we'll have to figure out how we're gonna play it. We might have to alter lineups, or we just have, like I said, they have to mature. Eli have to come in and bring bigger minutes, or we might have to play big, or we might have to play even smaller.
What do you think about the team bouncing back after losing to Central Florida, get 2 wins?
I think it shows some maturity. After when it's almost your second game into the year and you actually play a team that's contending to play in the NCAA tournament, you go out there and lose badly like that. Pretty much you can easily shut down and give up. But I think for them to be able to bounce back and come with the fire that they brought the second and third game was pretty kind of showed us what kind of year we could have. And I was impressed.
Playing this Friday, I guess, without Q for the first time, do you think they're going to learn a lot about where some of these younger guys are?
Oh, definitely. A lot more minutes. Q plays 30 minutes a game. Those 30 minutes have to get spread out to freshmen. And I think it'll give them more of an opportunity to pretty much showcase their abilities even more. Sometimes they feel like they can get it going more if they play in the game more. So this is right here, be able to see who's going to step up to the plate and who's not.
What kind of challenges Lehigh present Friday night?
It's a great challenge. They played Xavier in the first or second game of the year, and they only lost by 4. That's the top 10 team in the country. So if they come in and we don't play or we don't execute and we don't compete, then we can easily get beaten. Lehigh's a good team.
You watch film on them yet, or y'all gonna do that this afternoon?
No, I haven't watched film, but they point guard I did play AU with, and he's pretty good. So.
What's some of the things you remember about his game that kind of stands out or sticks out?
Me and him was tick for tack. I think he reminds me of myself a lot. He's scrappy. He can shoot the ball. He plays defense. He controls his team. I think in his conference, he led his conference in assists and maybe steals. His name Karan Ross, and he's been starting since he's been there. So he's a tremendous player.
Y'all close friends, talk a lot?
Yeah, I talked to him. I talked to him. I talked to his dad. His dad was almost like the assistant coach on our team. You play AAU with somebody for so long, and pretty much still talk. Our bond is still there. You know, actually, I was talking to him today.
What were y'all talking about today?
Just everything, life, basketball.
Trash talking.
Not yet. I'm gonna wait till during the game and talk to him a little bit during the game and after.
When was the last time you saw him in person?
Woo. I went home I want to say 2-3 years ago for our AU team, Real Deal in the Rock tournament. I seen him. I don't go home often, so I don't really get to see too many people outside of Starville.